Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your October horoscopes. So, Aquarius, September was very weird, and October is going to be even weirder. But don't fight it, just innovate your way through the chaos. So, Pluto is going direct in your sign this month after many months of being retrograde. Thank goddess, right? But let's start off with the beginning of the month. So, the beginning of the month, we have on October 6th, Mercury is going to go into Scorpio in your natal 10th house. And so Mercury moving through the 10th really sharpens your focus on any type of professional matters you may be involved in. Your communication becomes strategic, it becomes persuasive, it becomes deep, it becomes, excellent. It's like an excellent tone for presentations, for negotiations, for asserting your vision in the workplace. This is a perfect time to review or really think about the way that you're being perceived, and are you projecting confidence and authority and clarity in your chosen field. Really ask yourself that question. Conversations with people who are, let's say, like colleagues or people that you work with, this may carry weight. You can feel called to step up as a thought leader, which I mean, Pluto in your sign, please, Aquarius, know that you will be a thought leader. You will be like, you will rule the world. And, at the very least, this is really trying to redefine how you share your expertise with the world. Pluto, like I said, it will be in your sign, which is your first house, for many, at least 2 decades almost. And this is where your ambitions are truly trying to meet spiritual truth, or your spiritual truth, and where your voice needs to align with your evolving, evolution, your identity, like who you are becoming, right? um so yes, Aquarius, like, don't think you're going to get out of not speaking what's right or not speaking what's real. So October 7th, we're going to have a full moon in your third house in Aquarius, and excuse me, in Aries. And so a full moon in the third house brings a focus to short travel, communication, and here's where you share your ideas, where you learn, and you connect with like your daily environment. And something that you've been studying, writing, or discussing can now have its breakthrough or reach its climax. Full moons are combinations. They reveal things to us. They can bring in things to us. They can remind us that there are things that we have to let go of. And I think you may receive important news when it comes to finishing a project, or just receiving some important news that may come to light. Even when it comes to like gaining clarity about your voice and how it shapes your relationships. This is a lunation that also highlights the dynamics that have to do with siblings and neighbors and aunts and uncles. And there can be closure that comes with those things, or there can be revelation behind those things as well. And I think the key lesson here with this full moon is understanding that your words hold power, and that maybe you have to refine how you use your words in order to shape the reality that you would want to have. And so on October 13th, there's going Venus is going into your ninth house of Libra, and this is a house of expansion, philosophy. This is like higher learning and travel, and this is the house of the higher self. So this is the perfect time to engage in study and like spiritual matters, even when it comes to like creative projects that can broaden your worldview. Aquarius, I think you can have those type of connections, even if it's like international connections that may be heightened. Anything that is like bringing beauty and romance into your journey. The ninth house has to do with the experiences that we're having in this journey of life. And even, it being in Libra, like how relationships can deepen through spiritual or even philosophical philosophical beliefs. Even how love and beauty can be intertwined or expand, where we need to like it can expand where we seek like these experiences to bring wisdom to things and close and like closeness to things and truth to things. And even when it comes to like certain cultures and how we exchange things through cultures, really I've realized that certain cultures, even in languages, like we talk about different things. And sometimes you meet someone who speaks a different language or they come from a different background and they may just get you. And so I feel like Venus is like attracting those type of people who align with your higher vision, no matter where they come from. And that's very rare, in my opinion, because we're like on two. Sometimes I feel like yes, we're all one, but it's almost like we're in different dimensions. So October 14th, Pluto is going to go direct in your first house. Huge. This is your self. This is your appearance. This is you. This is your health, your body. And there's a turning point that has to do with transformation. And it really is directly on you. And since Pluto entered Aquarius, you've been undergoing these deep metamorphoses, shedding old skins, and it's going to continue to happen. Even when it comes to embracing power, even if you are afraid of it, you are redefining who you are with Pluto in the first house. Um, you know, Pluto now moving forward can feel like there's this sense of like inner expression or self expressions and presence that you have had or you're having that really shifts your energy in some type of way, and others may notice it. Your energy may just become more potent and stronger on the outside. You can look more magnetic or have this really the electromagnetic field around you like booming, and you really do have to be yourself. You really do have to be authentic in order for that version of you to shine. Like, this is the moment where you need to step forward and really own your power and no longer hide the parts of yourself that once felt too intense. And so Mercury is going to conjunct Mars in Scorpio in your natal 10th house. And Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And so this conjunction with Mercury meeting Mars is a fired up like ambition, mental drive type of, it's very high in energy when it comes to like accessing ideas or asserting your ideas, taking these bold steps when it comes to your profession or speaking out on things that really do demand and command attention, that really matter. So sometimes this brings like conflicts with authority, and they bring colleagues that, you know, it's like don't always agree. People don't always agree with the things that you say or how you channel this energy, but you have to channel this energy when it comes to like reaching breakthrough, saying the things that need to be said, even if words are best, definitely be mindful of your tone, but even if words are uh, really forceful, or they, like I just said, like people don't really agree with the way that you're saying things, you have to be mindful of the tone, but don't hold back from speaking your truth, Aquarius. That one could be a little bit tricky, but it's like tricky but not tricky. You don't want to just say stuff, but you also want to say things that other people are afraid to say, and that's many, many different things, right, Aquarius? So October 21st, Neptune. Whoa, I'm jumping. And the new moon is going to be in your ninth house in Libra. And this brings, fresh starts in like travel and like study and even spirituality. This is ideal, lunation for setting intentions about learning or about exploring or about expanding your horizon. You can feel called to begin a new course of study, really, if you're like into publishing, you're really planning a journey that connects you with your different cultures or different philosophies. And this Nation really invites you to expand, and not just outwardly, but definitely like with your higher self, so inwardly. And excuse me, speaking like this new moon, excuse me, you definitely are like seeking these higher truths and like integrating you're trying to integrate like higher truths into your daily life or your daily routine. And that I wouldn't say that that's tricky, but you definitely need connection to your higher self, or you need connected to how you are, like using your experiences to use it as wisdom. Like, if you know better, you do better. And I think that's what the new moon is trying to teach you. Like, be very truthful, but also be fair, to other people's experiences, to your experiences. If you've learned something, apply it. So on October 22nd, Neptune is going to leave Aries, and it's going into the third house. Well, it's in the third house, but it's going to your second house of Pisces. Well, back into your second house of Pisces. I mean, it's wrapping up this last lesson of Neptune being in Pisces. So here, you know, in the third house, let's just talk about what it's going to do in the third house. Like, you are becoming more clear, more sharper, and you're just thinking beyond the realm of thoughts. Neptune is going to dissolve that mind of like you holding yourself back or thinking that you can't make things happen, or it's really breaking down these mental formulas. And even if words have been slippery, even if you've had misunderstandings in your mind, or these things are very common, even if you've been like pulled into like fantasy, the fog is definitely going to clear as Pluto is retrograding back into Pisces, and reminding you that, hey, anything is possible if you just believe. You most importantly have to believe in yourself, your self-confidence, the thing that you like, it's like the things that you believe and the things that you think in your mind are very possible if you use tangible things, such as the voice. The voice has a lot of power over our reality, our thoughts, even when it comes to connecting with certain people in our environment, connecting to the community. Things move towards stepping into like a role of being the truth teller and having more great authority in ourselves and in the world. Like, I wouldn't say that it's tricky, but there's many lessons that come with Neptune. And it going back into Pisces is really reminding you of what is possible. There's many ways to do things. And if you have like repress your voice, if you have repressed your worth, it's harder to get things done and harder to really live in any type of enlightenment or any type of enlightenment of the self. It's even harder to express what's on your mind. And so October 23rd, the sun is going to enter into the 10th house. I love the sun in the 10th house. I think that you shine, professionally, and you start claiming, what do you call it? Like visibility. And the next, couple of weeks, as 29 days that the sun is in, your, Scorpio, you are putting yourself out there. It's whether it's through work and like the 3 weeks or 4 weeks, it's like, you have these leadership roles, you are reaching these personal achievements, and recognition is definitely possible for you. It's really asking you, of course, the sun in Scorpio, to embrace transformation. How can you step into a more empowered role in your career? So October 23rd as well, Mercury is going to conjunct Lilith and Scorpio in your 10th house. And this is a transit that is really raw, and even in your professional sphere, because Lilith stands for the repressed voice or the suppressed voice in your 10th house. So you may feel compelled to speak, compelled to tell truths that challenge authority, or challenge what people think, like challenge society's expectations of you and of what the world should be doing and the authority of the world and all that great stuff that you're here to change, Aquarius. This creates this tension with like people around you. I wouldn't say like superiors, but like bosses. Like if you have bosses and things of that nature. But on the other side, it can, liberate you from, it can liberate you to like express your more unique brilliance. It's like what makes you unconventional in your career is what makes you powerful. So the more that you speak it, the more that people will hop on board. Whether it's 10 to 20 years from now, they're going to be saying what you've been saying. And so Mars is conjuncting Mars is conjuncting Lilith in Scorpio in your 10th house on October. That was so loud. I'm sorry. I apologize, Aquarius. Mars is going to conjunct Lilith in Scorpio in the 10th house. So Mars conjunct like Lilith, Lilith, and all of these planets in Scorpio in the 10th house. This is so fiery and bold, and that you are taking these daring steps when it comes to, like, other people are gonna find it so shocking, even disruptive in some type of way, but yet this energy is about you reclaiming your authority, like stepping into leadership without waiting and asking for permission. You know, conflicts with authority figures are possible, or bosses, but if you use this wisely, this energy really propels you forward into like breakthroughs, you know, that help you redefine your path. Excuse me. And then on October 29th, Mercury is going to enter into the 11th house of Sagittarius. And so Mercury and your 11th house, I think that networking becomes a little bit more fruitful. What I mean by that, it's like conversations, you can have conversations with allies that really open new doors for your future. And, you know, this can be a great time to reflect on your long-term visions and think about, like, where are you headed? Are your dreams aligned with your authentic self? I think Mercury brings you, or helps you think bigger, and helps you expand your vision and your vision for the future, and connecting with the right people, and to help you manifest it as well. October is this transformative career month, and you're making these breakthroughs when it has to do with self-expression, authority, even like these long-term goals. So you can feel empowered in your career, you can feel clearer within your voice, and like you are aligned to the right communities that can carry your vision forward, Aquarius. So yes, that's all I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that was helpful. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, please, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, Aquarius.